Real is made for the kids of Wisconsin by the people at Wisconsin Public Television and the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Major funding for Get Real is provided by the National Science Foundation, supporting education and research in science, mathematics, and technology. In cooperation with Marshfield Children's, care for kids from birth through adolescence at Marshfield Clinic and St. Joseph's Hospital. The foundation of the Wisconsin Automobile and Truck Dealers, giving a boost to great ideas for Wisconsin. And the Humphrey Foundation.
3, 2, 1.
Get real.
Get real.
Real cool.
Yeah! Get ready to get real. I'm Shannon Lowe.
And I'm Derks. Get Real is Wisconsin's show about Wisconsin kids.
Today we're at the Milwaukee Public Museum on the streets of old Milwaukee.
We'll also get a close-up look at the museum's European village.
But more important than where we are, it's where you are and what you've been up to.
And from what you guys have told us, Get Real kids from all over the state have been doing some awesome stuff.
Today we'll meet a girl from Racine who's been the National Junior Biking Champion 6 times.
We'll also take a trip with the Madison dance team that got to perform in Europe.
And reporter Chris Thibodeau will introduce us to some spitting llamas.
We'll have those stories plus a lot more.
And we're starting with a little speed skating action. Luke and Andy Langer are brothers who both compete nationally.
Andy is 10 and Luke is 12. They live in Waukesha, where they gave Get Real an inside look at speed skating.
Hi, my name is Luke Langer.
Hi, my name is Andy Langer.
We're the Langer brothers, and we're gonna pump you up.
We'll start off doing about a 20-lap warm-up. Then we'll stretch out for about 5 minutes while the lower group goes. Then we'll do another 20-lap warm-up. You do need to wear a helmet. You kind of use a duck walk, and that's where you kind of spread your feet out and just run. If you don't end out first, you're going to need to use passing. As soon as you come off your corner, you'll cut to the inside and just run with everything that you have. The object is to accelerate as fast as you can. You wait until you're on a corner, cut out, and sprint alongside of the guy, hopefully getting ahead.
With Luke and Andy, it comes natural because they're aggressive. They love the sport, and they love the thrill of competition.
100 meters to go. Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan. And Wisconsin goes to the lead. Langer taking the lead. Williams in second.
Last year, I was the Junior Boys National Champion.
Wisconsin, Michigan, and Oklahoma.
These are our national medals, and the third place is mine.
Caps moves up to the lead, and it's going to be Caps, Whittington, and Langer from Wisconsin gets the third.
To most people, it's just people going around the track, but you don't realize how many problems you get into through shoving, pushing, and things like that that can really hurt you.
It's once said that you don't prepare to win, you prepare for the opportunity when it comes along.
Number 6, time out, Andy, let's go!
If Andy can keep up with Luke, he can beat the other skaters his own age. So he strives to keep up with Luke.
As long as I'm constantly pushing, and if I ever stop, then he's going to eventually catch me. And I can't let that happen. The reason why you would want to win so much is because it's a little bit easier to do certain other challenges that you might come upon.
Luke and Andy always wear helmets. They don't wear knee pads when skating indoors at a competition or under their coach's supervision. But they say it's very important to wear knee and elbow pads in addition to helmets when skating outside.
Do you know where in Wisconsin you can visit famous landmarks from all over the world without ever leaving the state? The Capitol Building, Lincoln Memorial, and the Washington Monument are just a few of the marvelous buildings you can find here. But even though this looks like Washington, D.C., we haven't even left Wisconsin. A little bit of Virginia is here too, including George Washington's home, Mount Vernon. Egypt's Sphinx is only footsteps away from Pennsylvania's Independence Hall. Journey around the world as you visit the places you only read about in textbooks. Do you know where in Wisconsin all these famous buildings are? See if you can figure it out. If not, more helpful hints are coming your way in just a few minutes.
A little bit of the world is here in the museum too. In the European Village, the staff has made displays that show traditional homes and clothes of 33 different European cultures. You could spend hours looking at all this, but since this is just a half-hour show, we need to move on to our next story.
It's about the Jesse White tumbling team from Chicago. They do some amazing stunts, but also have an important message. We caught up with the team at a performance in Columbus.
We're the Jesse White tumbling team, and we tumble around the world for different companies and performances and stuff like that. We performed with the Chicago Bears, Chicago Bulls, Chicago White Sox, Marquette Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks, Green Bay Packers. It's fun, seeing your body just go real fast. It's like you're flying in an airplane, but you don't have any engines, but you're the pilot and the co-pilot.
Team practices 2 afternoons a week and on weekends. And to be on this world-famous team, you have to follow the rules.
You can't use profanity, you can't drink, smoke, that's mainly it. You can't fight with each other.
The tumbling team comes from a pretty bad neighborhood where people have gotten beat up by gangs or shot.
Just, bad, lots of gang violence, shooting, people just being bad.
Team members can't join gangs, and they have to stay in school.
So if you don't go to school, don't have a good education, you can't be a part of this team.
Bobby Poindexter is an assistant coach for the team. He says all the time spent practicing and the rules help the kids deal with living in a rough neighborhood.
Well, it keeps them off the street, keep them from being into a gangbanger, keep them from doing drugs, doing alcohol and smoking, and giving them something positive to do instead of something negative to do.
The tumblers say the rules are what help make the team so good, and they've turned the rules into messages for the kids who watch them perform.
Don't do drugs, and please don't get in a gang. Because if you do drugs, you'll get hurt and might die. And if you're in a gang, you'll get probably shot or you'll get hurt really bad and have to be in the hospital.
When the team gives a performance, there's still one more very important message.
Don't try this at home.
Have you figured out where in Wisconsin so many historic buildings, monuments, and international symbols are located? Here are a few hints. In 1848, the year Wisconsin became a state, John Party founded this village as the first community on the Fox River. Today, the area is also known for the United States Watermelon Eating and Seed Spitting Championships. This 2-day event is held every September. Kids and adults participate in the festivities. Look like fun? You'll have to discover this location before you can join them. Do you know where in Wisconsin you could compete in a seed spitting contest and tour the world? We'll keep you guessing for now.
Walking down the streets of old Milwaukee, it's easy to see Wisconsin's farming heritage. Farmers here traditionally raise dairy cows, or maybe pigs, sheep, or beef cattle.
Now there's another animal to add to that list. Get Real reporter Chris Thibodeau is up in St. Croix County to tell us what it is.
Hi, I'm Chris Thibodeau, and this is Shady Ridge Farm. This may look like your average farm in Wisconsin, but this one's really different. Come on, I'll show you why. On this farm, they raise llamas. Llamas come from South America, but now they're raised in all 50 of the United States. In Wisconsin, there are almost 2,000 llamas. Llamas all have their own personalities. This is Lindsay. That's Wendy. This is Rivera. This is Foxfire. This is Knight Rider. This is Caballero. In Spanish, it means cowboy. These are packs that they use in South America to take things to market. They put food and groceries and everything in them, up to 100 pounds. Llamas have split hooves so they can climb mountains. One reason people raise llamas is for their wool. Llama's wool is worth up to $40 a pound. That's nearly 100 times more than sheep's wool. Llama's wool comes in all different kinds of colors: black, brown, white, gray. Sometimes llamas spit at other llamas, but usually they don't spit at people. Each llama eats a bale of hay a week. That's not much because a cow eats a bale and a half every day. We've had cows on our farm for a long time, but I'm gonna ask my mom and dad if we can get some llamas.
If you like animals, you might want to check out this book. It's called And Then There Was One, The Mysteries of Extinction by Marjorie Facklum. It's about animals that are endangered and what we can do to help. You can check out And Then There Was One from the library.
Some kids not only read books, they write them, like my friend here. 4th graders in Neenah take part in the Writer's Workshop. They write stories, then share them with other kids in school. The books even go in the library. Take a look.
Writer's Workshop is basically a program where you kind of stretch your creativity to the limit. You can write stories, scripts, plays. You can go from mystery to horror, and you can write almost anything that you want. And this is for the whole school. Everybody does it to a certain limit. Usually you start with brainstorming where you get your idea. It's kind of fun, you know, where you kind of make up these ideas. It's like in your mind you kind of write out a story then. I'm looking for something on a story I'm writing about Iowa. And I just want a town or like a lake or something that was almost always there just to kind of get some reality into the story. Then you get your rough copy, and that's like where you skip lines and you can cross things out and you necessarily don't have to erase. So if you do, it's like you might want to go back to that idea and go, oh, I like that. And then after that, you go through the whole conferencing thing. This is my friend, Carrie. We chose to do conferencing under the table. We just switched papers, and now we're going to edit each other's. What's happening in this story? Hot dog and mango. after that, you usually write in your final copy.
What I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to work on a newspaper I've been working on a lot lately. Here we go. I'm writing about Get Real coming to Roosevelt School and taping. I'm going to be presenting it to a class. I'm not sure which class I'm going to be presenting it to yet.
Did you want to present it?
Yes.
To whose class?
I want to present it to Miss Collins.
Where were you? Asked Mama. Well, Daddy started, I heard that they were looking for a storekeeper in Iowa.
Wisconsin Public Television, Get Real, will be taping today and tomorrow at Roosevelt.
I've gotten so I can just sit down and write out a story if I want to.
It kind of makes us more creative, and it makes our mind, I think, expand farther.
That school has a cool program. Our letter this week also has to deal with school. It's from Melissa Blaskowski of Eau Claire, and she asks, if you could be the teacher for one day, what would you do? So we went to Parkside Elementary School in Monroe to get some opinions.
If I were teacher for one day, I would let them have a lot of work time so that they wouldn't have a lot of homework when they get home.
I would let the kids out early so I can go home and work on the farm.
I would just do the same as my teacher would do because we would just learn the same.
I would make them work very hard so they could get better grades.
I would have the kids go out for recess all day long until school is out because that's my favorite subject.
If I were a teacher for the day, I'd try not to give too much homework so they wouldn't be staying up late.
I would let them have a treat if they earned it. It would be a Rice Krispie bar.
That's what we think!
Our next story is about one of the fastest kids in the country. Tiffany Glowacki started racing when she was still on a big wheel, then moved on to full-size bikes. Tiffany's from Racine.
I am a 6-time junior national bicycling champion.
I love the speed, I love the sprint, and I love the mental stuff that it takes. The way I got into cycling is I used to watch the races down at the Kenosha Velodrome with my dad when I was like a real young person. And one night there were these little kids racing, and I was just like, yeah, these people are my age, and look, Dad, look. That next Monday he brought me down to race, and I just loved it from the very start, and trained more, and this is where I am today. I always race with a helmet on, and I always ride with a helmet because the risk that you run when you're on a bike without a helmet is so great that it's terrible if you'd fall without it. There is a rule in the USCF that you must ride with your helmet on, otherwise you'd be disqualified from that ride.
This is my track bike, and this is my dad here. This is Steve Glowacki, and he's like the ultimate trainer dude and
the
mechanic.
Ultimate trainer dude.
And
I do what dads
mechanic.
do best. I'm the official mechanic. I'm the wrench spinner.
This is my road bike here, and it's very fun. I just got new wheels on it, bright purple. This is the aerodynamic tuck, and what happens is when the wind hits you, it flows like right over your back, and it's just a very, very fast position.
This is my mom, and she's like the head taxi cab at our house. She drives me to all my practices, all my race courses.
It's a real family-oriented sport, and it takes the whole family involvement.
ultimate goal, my biggest dream in cycling is to be in the 2000 Olympic Games, which will be in Sydney, Australia. Even if 2000 wouldn't happen, there's always 2004. I kind of live by the saying of if today's were always perfect, then there would have been no reason to have tomorrows. It's like you gotta keep focused and keep going for what you believe in, because it will all work out.
Wow, great story.
Yeah, Tiffany really works hard. And did you catch the part where she shows that science is important to top-notch racers?
I did, but let's take another look.
This is the aerodynamic tuck, and what happens is when the wind hits you, it flows right over your back.
Aerodynamics is a science that deals with the interaction between air and a moving object. A good aerodynamic shape is one that has less interaction.
Tiffany knows she needs to be in a good aerodynamic position to race well. When she tucks down, less of her body is exposed to the air. In this position, she can go a lot faster than when she sits up straight.
When she sits up, there's more air resistance. You can experiment with air resistance by taking a big piece of cardboard outside on a windy day. Ours is round, but yours can be any shape. First, hold it with the flat side towards the wind. Then hold it with the edge towards the wind.
Experiment with different size pieces of cardboard to see how surface area makes a difference.
Aerodynamics is important in a lot more than just biking. If two cars are exactly the same, except one is more aerodynamic, one of them should use less gas. I bet you know which one, but do you know why?
Even some animals have bodies that are aerodynamic. That helps them move through their environment more easily.
Animals, cars, and bike riding positions are just a few examples of aerodynamics all around us. Challenge your friends to see who can come up with the most examples.
And if you want to try more experiments, the library has books with lots of great suggestions.
For some of us, the European village in this museum might be the closest we ever get to Europe. But some Wisconsin dancers actually got to perform there. The Kale Junior dance team from Madison not only told us about their trip, but also about why they like to dance.
My name is Emily Carol Bruce, and I've been dancing for about 8 or 9 years.
My name's Katie Aid, and I've been dancing since I was 5. The dance team does lots of different kind of dance. We do tap and we do ballet. My favorite is jazz. It's fun, and I think it's the most moving, and you get the best music out of it, I think. This summer we're rehearsing a lot because we're taking a trip to Europe.
Okay, let's do that one more time before we go on.
Monday through Thursday, the rehearsals are about 4 hours every night.
One more time, you guys, it looks nice.
You think about a lot of things. You have to think about your hands, and especially in ballet, you always are thinking about how you carry yourself and how, every part looks.
3 days left before we go.
We're gonna go to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We're gonna dance there, take lessons there, and just go see things there. I think it's gonna be neat.
We were in Europe for 11 days, and we did 5 performances, and one of them was in a shopping mall.
Took 2 classes. Those were really fun. Mainly the reason that we wanted to go is just to get a feel for, other parts of the world, and that's like a really neat experience.
We had to raise some of the money to go on our trip by doing a brat stand and hot dog stand.
The whole school year I did babysitting, and I just did as much as I could to earn the money. It's definitely worth it. I had a great time.
It's so fun, and you're active, and you're getting exercise at the same time when it's fun. It's really neat.
If you'd like to bite into watermelon or study historic architecture, throw a party. If you guessed Partyville, you're right. Partyville is located in Columbia County in the south central part of the state. Watermelon contests aren't the only interesting adventures to enjoy. LaRue's world of miniature buildings is also found here. This park contains approximately 90 scale models of famous attractions from the United States and around the world. If you want to take a trip or devour watermelon, the adventure may be waiting for you in Partyville.
If you think your town should be on our Where in Wisconsin map, write us a letter and tell us why. Send your letter to Get Real, 821 University Avenue, Madison, Wisconsin, 53706.
That's all for today's show.
But always remember to get real.
Get real.
Major funding for Get Real is provided by the National Science Foundation, supporting education and research in science, mathematics, and technology. In cooperation with Marshfield Children's, care for kids from birth through adolescence at Marshfield Clinic and St. Joseph's Hospital. The foundation of the Wisconsin Automobile and Truck Dealers, giving a boost to great ideas for Wisconsin. And the Humphrey Foundation.
Get Real is made for the kids of Wisconsin by the people at Wisconsin Public Television and the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.